so what is up, guys? It's Mr. T coming at you live from NYC. Welcome back to Convos, our podcast over here at TimTalks. And hey, guys, welcome back to another episode. And so, before I begin, just want to say thank you guys so much again for all your support. It really means a lot. I'm going to say it every single dang time. So if you're annoyed, sorry, but I just got to let it out there, right? But hopefully you guys have been doing okay. Hope you guys have been doing awesome. Again, we've been at it now for quite a bit, over a month. And so, again, I just want to say thank you all so much for your support. I can't even put into words how much that we're growing and growing not only as a family, but as a podcast, as a channel. And it's absolutely amazing. And I love you guys so much. And I got to give my appreciation and thanks to all of you guys. Seriously, I try and do it in any way I can. And, you guys are awesome. All right. So before I begin, I just want to say this topic is centered on dancing. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, Mr. T, what the hell does dancing have to do with mental health? Well, first off, because dancing, I do it myself sometimes. Well, I don't do it professionally. I sometimes do it in the shower, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just want to dance my heart out if I see something that really gets me going, and it's absolutely a fun thing to do. And I'm not professional at it. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like I suck at it, but it is what it is, and it's actually a fun thing as well to relieve some stress. All right. Now you probably can tell from the title that we actually got a guest over here. However, I don't know what is it with me and having friends over from the military. So my friend, his name is Jerico. I'm gonna give you his full introduction because he already had left his comments over here because, although albeit he wanted to come on, it's just because of his schedule and, it's so rigorous and all that he didn't have the time to be able to, just get on at the time. And I understand, because if I give you his background, you'll understand why with regards to his schedule, right? But nonetheless, he was able to provide his comments. So again, much appreciated to him for his thoughtful support and the fact that he got back to me in time to be able to do this. And I didn't want to rush him, and again, you'll see why when I mention why. Okay, so with regards to that, again, let's go ahead and start it off with the person who left this comment. And it's not just because I wanted to do dancing, it's because someone had asked me about dancing in general, and I just wanted to get down to this person. And I tried to find someone who can fit the bill with regards to, the experience and all that. And luckily for me, Jericho actually is someone that I know very well who can give his, complete and honest feedback about that. All right. So again, nonetheless, even though he's not here, he's here with us in the spirit, and he's here with us with the responses he gave over here. All right. So let me go ahead and read this off. So this comment this person left was, Mr. T, do you dance? Because I don't. But all jokes aside, I want to ask if dancing is a good way to relieve stress. I just bought Just Dance 2023. Again, that is awesome. And on my Nintendo Switch, just because I thought it'd be fun. But also because I've been dealing with a lot in school and I just want to get away from it. Dance my heart out, Alright, so this person may not have asked the question directly. The one question that I know for sure that he or she mentioned was, Mr. T, do you dance? Well, I just answered that earlier, and hell yeah, I do it when I feel like it, alright? Now, again, don't let anyone complain to you. There's just there's those times in our lives where we just have to get away from the stress. And, again, as long as you're not hurting yourself, as long as you're not hurting other people, I don't see why anything should be restricted, all right? I think that every one of us is entitled to how we relieve the stress, and that is especially the case, when it comes down to being in school. I can empathize and I can relate totally because, I've been there. And in fact, I may be going back for another degree. I never know, right? So with all jokes aside, again, there's just better ways at relieving stress, and, dancing is just one way. That's my personal opinion, right? But, everything aside, I want to get down to another person's opinion, and that's Jericho, all right? Now, before I get into his comments, just to give you a bit of background, he is an old friend of mine from way before in Saipan. And what happened was that as we went about our own lives, he really got into dancing. I consider him to be, a professional. And I'm not gonna lie, I've seen so much out of him and so much creativity. Not only have I seen his work in regards to dancing, professional dancing, but also I also found that he's also an awesome video editor. He is absolutely amazing with what he does, and he does things professionally. And I saw a lot of potential in him, and now more than ever, it was just off the walls what he accomplished as of now, right? So, my friend, if you're listening, if you're tuning into this, I'm just gonna disclose this one thing, not too revealing, but anyway, he was recently inducted into the U.S. Air Force Academy. Now, I do know the location of the place, but I just don't want to disclose that due to confidentiality reasons, and because this could be sensitive information. But what I do know is that he was recently inducted into the U.S. Air Force Academy sometime last month in I believe Texas. I think I don't know. Call me out if the Air Force Academy is there or not. But anyway, he was there, and I saw the photos, and I saw how he was there with his platoon. And it absolutely astounded me how how fast people can, deal with boot camp, and then all of a sudden they're finally there, not from a trainee to an inductee. And I'm not gonna lie, it absolutely made my heart race to see that, many of my friends, including Jerico, have accomplished so much, and I cannot express how heartfelt I am to see that happening in such a short amount of time. And like I said, I know my friends, but just to see them accomplish so much, we're a good batch. The new gen, I feel, is this batch that everyone can absolutely have an expectation of. We can't not really judge, but just to see that the new gen will accomplish just as much as the previous gens, right? So that much is there, right? So I'm gonna get down to his interview. I asked him, I believe, let me just scroll down here. I asked him 9 questions, right? And I'm also gonna try and boil it down just because of the fact that there were 9 questions and the fact that I want to get down to what he has to say, all right? So I asked him first off, if you'd like to give an introduction, and I already gave you a bit of background on who he is, but his full name is Jerico Montanejo, right? He's Filipino, and Montanejo, I know that's in the Philippines, but I also believe that it originated from Spanish culture as well, right? So again, his name is Jerico Montanejo, recent inductee of the U.S. Air Force Academy, which is why he was not able to meet over here, and I didn't want to persist with that because of the schedule, and I don't want to interfere with him while he's still in training. I know he was inducted, but there's still, a long way to go in terms of what it is that he wants to specialize in. So, I'm gonna respect that, just as how much I respect anyone who's there on active duty or if is a reservist. Again, I honor the military. They are absolutely at the forefront of everything in terms of keeping us safe, all right? So with that, that's his introduction. Then I asked him, have you ever danced before? And if so, what's his experience? So here's the thing. Like I said, I've known him for years, and I've seen what he's done for years. And, I just love how in his responses, he's just so humble, and, absolutely love that. Apart from, giving the info that I asked him, right? So he said here, he's danced in several dance studios in Saipan. You guys know where Saipan is? I already mentioned it so many times. If you don't, totally Google it, see it for yourself, right? It's a giant island, right? Can't miss it. He's danced in several dance studios in Saipan. He's choreographed and collaborated with so many dancers. The experience of dance has helped me personally cope with some past emotions that I wasn't able to express through words. It helped me find a way to connect with people in a new way. Well, first off, just from what he said there, I can absolutely empathize in that dancing is just this wonderful, wonderful activity you can get into where you can dance your heart out and you can absolutely relieve some stress from it, right? Yeah, sure, the problems may still be there, but it is absolutely helpful when it comes down to, just getting a clear head, a clear mind, and, a clear sense of what it is that you need to do, right? Dancing is absolutely wonderful in that regard, and I really do feel for him when he said here that, dancing has helped him with his emotions. It is such a good stress reliever, and coming from him and coming from me, again, you guys can feel that at some point. You just want to find a way to get that stress out, and dancing is just one of the good ways, all right? And again, people have their own way of going about it. Totally don't mind. I totally don't worry as long as you're not hurting someone or yourself. Again, there are other ways to cope with things. All right. So let me get down to number 3. So what does dancing mean to you? So what he said here was this: it is a way to connect with people, music, and art through movement. It is a form of expression that is fun, freeing, and exciting, right? So again, there's so many ways you can dance. I've seen the samba, the tango. I've seen, I was about to say reggae. That's a music genre, sorry. I've seen ballet. I've seen, for example, I was about to say martial arts. What is up with me today? But anyway, there's just so many ways to dance. And, whether it be through a program or whether it be, something that you choreograph, again, dancing is just something where people can get that, some people may think it's weird, and honestly, screw it. Because honestly, they have their own ways of dealing with things, but, it's not just about them, it's also about us, right? We want to express ourselves in a way that other people can understand, and other people can, get the hint, hey, this is actually helping me. This is something that can help out other people as well, right? So, again, dancing, is most meaningful to Jerico in his life. It has helped him a long way, and I've seen that for myself. He's been in many performances. He's been through so much stuff throughout his life, and I've heard him. I've seen him go through things, and we've both been through the same things. What with being on Saipan, if you look at our timeline, it got rough at some point, and just finding the ways to cope with the stress. Again, he dances, and I play video games. I don't know, but that's just one of the ways, right? So number 4, how do you think the new gen can benefit from dancing? All right, so this is out to you guys, right? How do you feel? Not only just as the new gen, but I feel as though every other gen can do it. It's just that the older gen, again, it's the mobility that's the issue, right? As we get older, and this happens to everyone, where we find ourselves, somewhat limited, but again, we try to enjoy the things that we had early on, right? But as for the new gen who can still benefit from dancing, again, this is what Jerico's got, right? So you can benefit by breaking out of your own comfort zone. It can allow you to move in ways you never thought you could. When you really dive into dancing, you can really find a new passion for yourself. That is absolutely honorable, and that's something that's wise in everything that he said. You can find something, it's weird because have you guys ever felt when you've ever danced your heart out that you have a new idea of how to deal with your stress, and you also have other ideas in mind that you never thought that you could have. Sometimes I even get ideas for, how I want to edit my podcast just from dancing in the shower. Especially when, I got my own stresses in life, like I said. And even today, right, there's still some things that I still gotta deal with, right? But that's how it is, right? But sometimes, when you dance your heart out, same as me, I literally cannot express. Even though my mic can't pick it up at times because I'm somewhat monotone, I cannot express how I got a lot of good ideas just from twirling around or doing something, right? And I'm saying, just saying, guys, if you're gonna do it in the shower, again, be careful because the bathtub, right? But apart from that, you get a lot of good ideas. You get something that, you want to do. And it's something unique because, like I said, sometimes dancing is perceived in a bad way. Sometimes dancing is perceived in a way that's like, oh, you're weird. Who cares, right? Who literally cares about that? When, of course, there's a right time and place to do so, but if it's in a time that's appropriate, why should people criticize when people do it? And it sometimes gets ridiculous because, again, it really does help. It gets the creative juices flowing. It gets everything going, and it's a good exercise. It is also a fun exercise. People can relieve their stress. People can get some inspiration. People can just at least find the time to move when they felt they've been stiff for so long, right? And, you gotta appreciate that, right? You have to appreciate that really dancing is just so versatile and so damn adaptive in what it can do, right? What being a part of it can do, right? Dance your heart out. Live it, right? Live it and love it, right? And then before I go into the intermission, let me just jump into number 5 real quick, all right? can dancing be a career? And was there any point in your life when you became more involved with it, right? So that's what I asked him. And he gave this. It can be a career, but you would need to give 100% and make it your main thing. You need to put yourself out there and find something so unique to yourself that everyone has no choice but to come to you for that specific thing. You can make it a career, but be yourself and find a particularly unique thing that makes yourself shine. That right there, again, absolutely wonderful. And seriously, it's really straightforward, right? It can be a career, and I've seen people make it their career. I know Jerico, he's now in the Air Force Academy, so really, if you're going to dance, really 100% give it your all, right? Literally, have no limitation in what you can do. If you want to make a career out of it, it's not that you have to be good, it's just that you gotta want it, right? So there's just something there with dancing, how, yes, it's really about being who you are and letting no one tell you otherwise about what it is that you can do, right? And people who made dancing a career, they're living life, enjoying it, and it's something clearly that person wants to engage in, totally fine, seriously. And, again, with dancing, it's just one of those careers where you can enjoy it, but if you want to make a career, if you want to make a career out of it, give it your all. Let no one stop you. Literally, it's limitless if you really want to devote yourself to it, right? Now, I know we're halfway through the questions, so, I'm just going to go ahead and play something on the radio for you guys real quick. Something, at the time, to dance your heart out, live it, love it, enjoy it, and let's do this. Alright guys, so we are back. So I hope you guys enjoyed that soundtrack. Again, I'm gonna leave it in the description where I got it from. These guys are awesome, and I cannot stress to you guys how much I want to give a shout out to the people who made the soundtracks. Seriously, you are doing God's work. You are absolutely amazing and so creative, and I cannot really, empathize. I cannot really express how much I love music as well, right? If you want to know how much I express that, check out Jordan's soundtrack. Check out his episode, alright? Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, again, back to the person's comment over here, right? We're down to 4 other questions that I left for Jerico. But, again, back to what the comment said, do I dance? Absolutely, right? Is dancing a good way to relieve stress? If you've heard the past 5 questions, I think Jerico can confirm. Abso-freaking-lutely. Seriously, you can enjoy dancing, you can make it a career, or you can make it just that wonderful thing that you can enjoy and just engage in for a period of time, right? If you feel you want to dance, go for it, right? Of course, just do it at a place that's appropriate, all right? It's up to you, all right? So let me get down to the last 4 questions, and then, I'm gonna wrap this up. So, for number 6, I asked him, do you think dancing ties into mental health, right? So, again, that's the complete focus of the podcast, and that's what I'm literally getting down to. Mental health, right? Because mental health, no one can tell you otherwise. It's a real damn thing. It's something that's so important, and that I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to do so, right? So does dancing help with the stress? And he said this, dancing does tie in with mental health. Dancing can be a way to cope. Dancing can be a way of life. It embodies all emotions, and it can be there when you need it most. Dancing is freeing. It is freedom. I gotta quote that. I'm gonna put that in the thumbnail. Dancing is freeing. It is freedom. There is no limitation. There is no way someone can just stop and not show off their moves. Dancing is literally one of those exercises where the opportunities in which to showcase who you are and what you can do, there's no limitation. And I agree wholeheartedly with what he said, that there is nothing truly that can stop a person from expressing who they are, what they are, and who they can be, right? And dancing is just one of those hobbies. It can be one of those careers. It can be the casual thing that you do. It's just limitless. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. You free yourself just by wanting to do so, right? Dance your heart out and enjoy. Because sometimes we just need a good way to get it out, right? And freedom, right? People have the freedom to express themselves, be who they are, right? Without the fear of anything, right? Why should that one person stop us for something in which, it's not even their business, right? People have their own ways to cope with the stress. Why should we stop other people from doing so, right? And he mentioned that as well, dancing and mental health. Clearly connected, clearly cooperative, clearly connected, and he cannot say that enough, all right? So, on to number 7. Do you have any advice? This is what I asked him. Do you have any advice for those who want to find ways to relieve stress? Is dancing a good option? And then he said there, just do what you love. Do what makes you happy. And if you don't know that yet, just keep searching. Dancing is most definitely a good option for stress relief. Just like Daft Punk said. If you guys don't know Daft Punk, again, an amazing musical artist. Check him out, right? He said this, lose yourself to dance, right? How straightforward can that be, right? I know there's like a silence, so sorry. But how straightforward can that be when it comes down to relieving stress? Do what you love. Do what you love as long as you're not hurting others or yourself. The whole point of doing what you love is to relieve yourself. Be yourself, right? And, however way you want to go about that, that's what you want to do, right? No one can tell you how to cope with things, right? And, only, of course, when you're really, really stressed out, right? That's when you ask for advice. But really, when it comes down to how we're going to fix ourselves, how we're going to be ourselves, it comes down to who we are as a person, as people, right? And, for Jerico, it was dance that helped him get through life. Yeah. And through me, I have my own ways to cope with things, right? I play video games, I do podcasting, I have other things, right? And so, there's just that, right? It's amazing. Hold on real quick, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back. So, sorry for that real quick. I just had to take care of some business over there with my family, alright? So, again, I do apologize. Okay, now I'm trying to just re-coordinate myself on what I was doing. Alright, so, on to question number 8, alright? So, again, I apologize for that once again. So, number 8, is Just Dance a good dancing app? Now, here's the deal, guys. I actually use that as my main source when it comes down to exercising. Just to give my own personal opinion, Just Dance is an absolutely awesome app to enjoy, and it's absolutely riddled with so many options that you can enjoy. There's so many dance types, there's so many different levels of dance that you can do, And what with Just Dance, it's getting better and better and better. And I cannot stress how wonderful it is to just have the app. And like Jericho just wants to confirm, yes, he absolutely loves the app as well, because he had some good childhood memories with it. And I felt like many of us have been through that. That one point where your teacher, your PE teacher says like, what, screw it. Let's just go ahead and stay inside for a bit when it's a rainy day outside, and let's just do Just Dance. And I don't know how it is with schools nowadays. I know that I am out of school, but just to wonder how it is with other students and how PE teachers deal with it, right? Again, Just Dance, what we do is just literally we have the program on the computer, we got a projector, or not even on the computer, sometimes it's just a YouTube video, and then the students follow along. And even then, I've seen classes where they just get down and get on with it, right? So really, Just Dance is this wonderful app that, again, you don't even have to be a professional. You don't even have to know all the moves, right? And it's that choreography where it's made for the beginning dancer. So if you guys are thinking of an app in which you can dance your heart out, go for Just Dance. If you're wondering what other apps I've seen, there's also Dance Central. I know I've usually seen the third version. I don't know if they're still running. If they are, again, please feel free to let me know, and I'm gonna see what I can look into that. All right. So the final question that I got for here is, any final thoughts or advice you want to give to the audience out there, right? So again, for all you guys, this is for all you guys, and this is what he can give for all of you, right? Just do what you love in this one life you have. Find your passion and go 100% on it. Long term in everything that you do. Family first, have faith, happiness, health, wealth, in that order. And he got that from the Naval Ravikant. I'm not sure what Ravikant is. I gotta do my research on that, alright? He got that from basically, I think, his Naval Creed. And he would recommend following his stuff. And he believes as well that everything that you do, give it your all. You'll find happiness, health, wealth in everything that you do if you devote yourself to it, right? And again, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt other people. As long as you got that, good to go, right? Seriously. And again, really, it's all about what it is that you want, right? So, getting back to, again, Jericho, thank you again so much for leaving these comments. It's much obliged, and I'm gonna honor them as much as, as much as the icon that I put for you over here, right? So again, back to the person who left this comment in the first place, right? He bought Just Dance 2023 on his Nintendo Switch, and he thought it'd be fun. And honestly, if you bought Just Dance, like I said, and like Jericho said, roll with it, because it's an app where you can find so many different choreographies that I don't even know how to express. How many times that it always surprises me as to what songs have been produced, and I cannot stress out how wonderful it is to have the app. It is just amazing. And now with the Just Dance Plus, I'm not promoting them or anything, but I do know with that you have access to hundreds and hundreds of different dance choreographies. There's just so much that you can do on that app. So please enjoy it while it's still here and while it's continuing to update, all right? And if you're dealing with a lot of stress in school, again, dancing is just one of the many ways in which you can help out yourself, right? School is literally, it can be difficult. It can be challenging. How do I know? I just left it. I finished it off for now when I got my bachelor's degree. And then from here, right, it's up to me to decide what I want to do with the knowledge that I got, right? And even then, I still love to dance. I dance in the shower, I dance on Just Dance, or whatever, right? And on the rare occasions that I do, I never regret it doing it, because it's just something that you can have fun with and roll with. But again, it's totally up to you how you want to do it. It's totally up to you how it is that you feel you want to cope with the stress. But just know that if you chose dancing to be one of your ways, I ain't gonna argue. It is just that wonderful activity, no limitations, and all out, full on expression of everything that you do, right? And you're just wanting to heal. You just want to find a way to cope with everything. Dancing is such a good way to do so. And I think Jericho, who's now in the Air Force Academy, he literally was there. He literally had that as his hobby, his passion, at one point in his life, and although he has moved on to better pastures, he has not forgotten what it is that got him there in the first place, right? Which was dancing. And I know him not only from this standpoint, not only after I interviewed him, but also just from a personal standpoint. I know how he was, I know what he is today, and I will not hold back in saying that he has come far, and I feel for him. I wish him the best, and I thank him so much also for being here in the spirit as well with his comments, and just to give that time and effort and devotion to helping out other people, because I know him for that. I know him for being that guy who wants to inspire people, and he'd let nothing stand in his way for what he wants to achieve. Seriously, this guy is a wonderful person to meet, and albeit it may be some time before I meet him in person, I just know that with everything that he's going for in his life, that he will absolutely do wonders. And the same thing goes for any of you guys out there. You will do wonders in your life. There are many ways to heal, to cope, to deal with the stressful situations. And I cannot emphasize enough how it is that you should find your way to go about it. It's up to you, and let no one tell you otherwise on what it is that you can deal with, right? You can deal with so many things. And for Jerico, his dream was to dance, and now he's moved on to better things, but he's never forgot the memories he made in the heart and the mind of what it is that got him there. Literally, dancing has helped him become physically built. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. Literally, I think he's got the physique just from dancing alone. And you guys get a hot bod, but also you get an open mind. All right. So hey guys, that's gonna be it for this episode of Convos. Now I wish, albeit that he's not here with us right now, he's here with us in the spirit and not dead or anything, but he's there listening in. Hopefully he's tuned in. Hopefully he gets to hear the wonderful things we had to say over here, and hopefully as well he stays safe as he moves on and he journeys forward in his journey in the military, that he does wonderfully and that he stays safe. All right, let's give him our best wishes and hopes and prayers that he stays safe defending the nation. And again, thank him so much for being over here to send over his comments and just to relay to people that dancing is a wonderful way in which to deal with the stress. Help each other out, and I feel for him, and I wish for him the best. And he took the time and effort to leave this over here, and I asked a lot from him, and I'm gonna honor him every step of the way. All right. So again, to whoever left the comment, again, thank you as well. Like I said, I'm not always the best equipped for certain topics, but I'm not gonna leave you out in the dark and say, hey, this is something you got to deal with yourself, right? No, I will find someone who's more equipped and better equipped to be able to answer your question. And it's totally cool. Like I said, I want to give people a chance at the spotlight. I want to give people the chance to say their heart out, and they're helping out you guys, right? So I ain't gonna stop people from doing that. All right. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, share, sub, and much love. This is Mr. T and my man Jerico, who's with us in the spirit. We are signing off. Much love, everyone. Thank you once again, and I'll see you at the next episode. All right. Peace.